It's dated November 27th. To see.
Lord Heavenly Father, as we come to you once again today, Lord, we just thank you for sending your Son. We thank you for the mercy and the grace and love that you've shown us. And we just pray that for our town, we pray for all the people here that work for the city and the ones that provide the leadership, Lord. Just go with us through this season and help us to be good witnesses for you and to be your servant. And we ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance. All right, so anyway. Exactly what the police call the roll.
Alderman Hughes. Alderman Curry-Winston. Alderman Brown.
Here.
Alderman Voss.
Here.
Alderman McComb.
Here.
Alderman Irvis.
Here.
Alderman Brad.
Here.
Alderman Bastian.
Here.
Alderman Campbell. Here. Alderman Pitt.
Here. I suspect that we'll have Barb here soon enough. I saw her earlier today.
Oh, that was so nice.
With us in the audience, Mr. Joe Capias, and I want to give him an opportunity to present to the council. And Joe, if you're ready, I think you may have some things to distribute.
Thank you. It's been a long process. I've got some drawings to show you where we are. It looks like IDOT has signed off on moving the entrance, and we're over that and 99.9% finished with that process. You'll see there's a fast food building garage. Company, but we'll have that done. And since we got the IDOT approval, and you see that on there, and then the remaining one. So this spring will be under construction for the Holiday Inn and for the new road entrance, and you'll see the location for the big Muddy Monster monument. Transferred to us from the state, so we can put it there right at the corner, and should look good. Should look good. A lot of back and forth and lots of changes, but I think long term it's all going to be good, and it'll be safer than the entrance that was there before, and it'll all work. Anybody else?
Do you know how many rooms, Joe, you've expressed it to me before, but
I think we're at 84. Sparta's 74, but I think it's 84 rooms on this one. We're real close to that. I'm looking at one in Columbia, and I'm looking at one in between Farmington and Park Hills, so I get the numbers mixed up.
You just don't slow down, man. Well, were you able to go, were you at the site today?
Couldn't really see.
I think the sewer main repairs are going to be complete tomorrow.
Great.
They said.
Great. It's been a challenge, but again, whatever that or the repairs should not be on the city. That should be on us or on Boston. So whatever that is, we'll take care of it. Until Mr. Boston needs to file an insurance claim.
I'm the one asking me which was the fast food restaurant that is gonna be there.
Yeah.
It'll take a while, but it'll be fine. I still think the hotel will do well with the wineries around, and I really don't see anything major that can go wrong that hasn't already happened.
If I remember correctly, Mr. Tobias,
Just get
Joe, that you were going to make provisions for parking for trucks and boats.
Yeah. We won't need that many room spaces, so we'll be fine tuning this, and this doesn't have the elevations on it, so.
Yeah, well, I would just, you've got a lot going on, and we appreciate you coming in to develop it, and I think everybody on this council and the city, and I think you'll find that you're going to pick up a lot of fishermen and a lot of hunters also.
Yeah.
At class reunions, all the people that plan them, they always tell the flatmates that are coming back, get a room in Cartersville.
Yeah. We think it'll do well. If we build it nice and it's clean and it's right, I think we'll do fine. We're doing fine this far. It's honestly the simplest business I have. Once you get your people trained, they keep it clean, they kind of run themselves, so it's the easiest business we have.
I know you were pretty proud of the Torchbearer Award.
Yep. We had the Torchbearer Award, and we just finished about $1.7 million on a remodel at Sparta. It's 10 years old, so every 10 years you have to upgrade to stay compliant with Holiday Inn or change the name to something else. We were going to call it Sleep with Joe, but I did get in trouble. First opened out there, they were building the power plant, and I had t-shirts made that we gave to all the workers that were staying at the hotel. It said, "Sleep with me," and then it said Holiday Express on the back.
I think if I also have future plans for lack of a proper term, like a strip mall type.
We do.
Good, and I really appreciate you making the trip down. I know you're a busy person.
No,
It's good to see your face. And
well, but it's just a long process, and the work with it, it's a long process. Nothing happens quick.
I think you got your.
Is that always so within the?
I think you got your change in the interest a lot quicker than most people do.
We're very lucky. Keep moving forward.
Rather be lucky than good anytime.
That's right.
This is an awesome Christmas present for Murphysboro.
Continue to grow. bit mining. They seem to be good people, so I think that's going to be a positive thing for the community too, from what I can tell.
All right, any other questions for Bill?
Everything will break down in the spring,
Yes.
before or after the rains.
Yeah. It's a muddy mess up there, and it's been really unusually wet, so.
All right,
Thank you.
all right, that takes us into our items here. Number 4, minutes from December the 6th, 2018. We don't have it listed, but we also have minutes from the Budget and Finance Committee meeting of December the 4th. And so I would just, no one has any issue with us approving both of those. I don't see why we couldn't. Is there any question concerning the minutes as presented? I entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Up next, we have considerations of the accounts payable registers, which are in your packet with 733. I have a question on the first page for Chief McBride. It's the AFC International Inc., the gas meter. Was that yours? From the, I'm trying to put together in my mind exactly what it was.
Was malfunctioning and was very old. You can't get it repaired. The battery would only last for a few minutes. And so, and we had a different style. Whenever we're on the same scene, we're getting two different types of readings, and then you have to kind of compare them or manipulate. Basically the same meter that Ameren uses, so we'll be reading the same. It's a much more robust meter, and it does not require rechargeable batteries. It actually runs on C batteries, so therefore we don't have to worry, is it charged up or not, that type of thing.
Okay. Any other questions on bills, Mr. Purvis?
Let's see, page 6, the Murphysboro Park District support, $5,600.
I had said about that earlier today. We have a contract with them, apparently, and annually, I think it's for $6,000, and this is their annual support payment minus some phone bills or something that we had been erroneously paying for them. Beyond that, Scott, do you know?
I was thinking we only committed to pay up to that if there were expenses. I mean, is this money paying up front, or?
Struck in the transition with the youth center. You know, that's it. You know, I think it did actually save us some money.
I just thought it was, we were obligating ourselves to pay the first 6 hours, not necessarily.
Thank you. Mr. Pratt?
All right, page 2. Continuing going wrong, something went wrong with the sewer plant that,
Yeah, it was a brake motor on a bridge went out. And that, actually Clinton installed that stuff so they knew exactly what it was and repaired the motor.
I know that Jim and I have had this discussion before, but I'm rather disappointed in the engineering of that sewer plant. We've had too much stuff go wrong for less than 2 years that I don't feel is right. It's out of warranty, but I just want to make that statement. On that same page, which truck was repaired? There was the 1515.
It's one of my trucks.
Huh?
0101, the one Christmas River Drive. Had a hole in the floorboard.
Okay, okay,
That was one of the trucks we were going to replace.
okay. Right there, please. Page 4, next to the last one, some kind of a sensor, Alco sensor for almost $800.
That was that breath analyzer machine.
Breath analyzer?
Yeah, that, where I told you the state police was picking theirs up the first week of January, and we have to buy our own now.
Okay. And on page 6, we've got some canvas tarps. Is that to cover our salt with, or?
No, that's, well, the bar screen's made to run on temperature. So the only way we can get it to not to run continuously in the winter is to cover it with a tarp and get the warm from the wastewater up on it to keep it from running nonstop. Should have been enclosed more, but
Another good
so
design.
we're replacing the tarp on it. So
Okay, and then on that same page, we've got a municipality equipment company for a plug valve.
that's the valve that went bad on the digester that we had to replace.
More good news. That may, oh no. This one on page 10 from Schreiber, I guess that's the more wonderful stuff too. 388.
Yes, that was parts, brake parts for a motor on the bridge.
And on page 11, the last one I had, this emergency solutions helmet strap replacement at fire department.
NFPA, what they allow. And so I replaced. They hooked together. Believe it or not, those are $76 a piece. Anything goes for a fire department, it's pretty expensive, so that's what those were.
That's all I had in there, thank you.
All right, Ms. Hughes?
One in addition to, Danny got a lot of my answer, but this is Tim's, I think. Tim, on page 8 and the top of 9, are these some of those new testing things that we talked about during budgeting?
That's correct.
Thank you, that's all.
I noticed the door repair on Public Works, page 2. I know if that was the buzzer finally getting installed, or they would run over a door with a overhead door.
Yeah, the overhead door in the shop broke.
Just from wear and tear over the years?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet they're got managers too.
Well, I mean, I've got some creative driving in my life, I'm not gonna blame anybody, I think. You know, but,
There's one of the springs on the lip.
okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah. Committee and Commission reports. First, we have Budget and Finance, chaired by Mr. W.J. Pittman. In his absence, I'll handle these. We have no old business. Under new business, we have a presentation of financial reports by Scott Evans, Budget Officer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So it's really and change.
things.
Yep.
Thank you for another year of good work, Scott. A lot of intangibles made tangible because you keep a close eye on things and we can trust, what you're doing. Thank you. All right, that is the budget reports as presented. Is there any public comment on items of a budget and finance nature? Seeing none, we'll move on to building and grounds, chaired by Mr. Gary McCall.
In their old business, we got that Gary Brothers total free on what's that talking, and then Eric comes down, they complete the list of that yet. And then under new business, the landscaping bid, we had 2 people to bid this, and I think the mayor's got both bids. Do you have them with you, Will?
If I do, and I might, I don't know it, to be honest with you, Gary. I have 4 bids for tree removal that Jim gave.
I'll give you the last time you were there. Well, I can give you pretty close to what both of them was. One was $6,000 and one of them was $8,000. The $8,000 was lowest, the $6,000 was the boy on 22nd and Walnut. Used to be married to the Davidsville. Wasn't up in the landscape business.
Gary, if you get, I apologize. If you say you gave me those bids, I'm sure that you did. I don't have a...
Well, there was like $2,000 difference between the 2 bids. Lawless was $8,000 something on his proposal, and the other boy was $6,000.
You talking about Dave Edwards?
The guy was 22nd, was married to the Davis girl. I can't think of it.
Clear cut. About Monica, yeah, it's clear data.
And that was only 2 in town. The other guy that's got a landscaping business is just in the edge of the county, which I didn't offer him a bid on. We've had a lot of problems with him. And so I asked these 2 guys to turn in their proposals, and they did. Sandra gave them to me, but there was Lois was $2,000 higher than the boy on clear cut.
Ms. Hughes?
think Danny was first.
Mr. Brad?
So they did the same thing, they're gonna water those plants?
Same proposal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Almost every morning that, without early enough.
I told him when to mow them with the mowing with the city is doing.
Yeah.
I usually have the juveniles I've got picking up trash around the park. They'll try to pick it up when they're doing the work.
I know that we did this out because you thought that perhaps we could get it cheaper. Have we talked at all to Smizer Group about whether they want to change or not? Because I know that they had always recommended Tom.
In the last meeting, I brought this up. Smizer gives us money. They might tell us what we have to spend it on, but they have never said, we're going to give you this money, but you have this guy do it.
Okay.
They always give us who the city picks. And when it's $2,000 difference, and a year from now, if you don't think this guy's doing the work for 6 months, then we can cut him up and go back. But I asked them both to do it, because they're both businesses in town. And we don't have any other landscaping business in town, and I've had a lot of people tell me the boy down there, on the curb cut or whatever it is, does real nice work and makes stuff look good. I think we owe it to him to at least give him a shot at it. And if he don't perform, there's nothing that says, you know, if he's not keeping the parks up to where we want him, then we can't stay. And I don't think he ought to be with us. Down the road, if he's not doing what we think should be done, then we'll go back and see if Tom wants to do it or not. But
Well, I did speak with Bert Osborne today, and I know that he said, as he always says, I can't speak on behalf of the entire Smizer Trust. He said, we are, have been satisfied with the way the parks have looked and under Tom's direction. And I think that one thing he mentioned that I think ought to be done, I know in situations like this it can be a little bit difficult for it to actually happen, and that's that I don't know if there had been perennials of any kind that had been planted in certain areas that, a new person taking over needs to be aware of, and things of that nature that Wallace would know, and if there's a way to, somehow communicate that from
Map it out.
one to the next would be, I think, helpful, both for, well, certainly for whoever would be taking it over, and so that we don't duplicate some work.
yeah, we can map out how we want to plant it.
I'm just saying there may be things already planted that are prepared for spring, and I don't know that, but it's just something to be considered.
There's two.
Those are bulbs, aren't they?
Tom usually plants inside the boards that he has up there, and then pulls everything out of them at the end of the year, then replants. And he does it everywhere he goes. He puts the boards up, maybe a foot, about foot by foot, and then he plants in there. And then he pulls them out. If you notice the parks, he pulls everything out of them at the end of the year.
Well, I've seen that, I know he does that. I think that there are, Scott, I know, was involved in planting some of those tulips, which I don't know if those bulbs just stay in the ground all the time or not.
I know up there at after he tore all the mulch up there at the John building, he took all that mulch out there and he planted some in the ground all over, and then remulched over and put the tree you guys got, Jim, in the middle there where the rock used to be. And you got little shrubs all planted around there, don't you?
I think at this time,
You know what rock? I think he put something in the ground there, because he put that black mulch down and pulled all that mulch off, and then replanted and remulched. Main Street would know, or whoever would know more about what he put back in there. It just looked like they were screwing down and putting something in the ground there.
Mr. Bratton?
The other thing that, and the reason I questioned it last meeting was that I just don't want to step on Smizer's toes. I don't want to offend anybody on that committee. I had spoke to Bert Osborne myself, and, I mean, they donate to the city probably between $35,000 and $50,000 a year for different projects and whatever, and pay for the plant. And Gary, that was my concern about us getting another bid without getting a blessing, I guess, from the Smizer group.
Well, and like I said,
I think that you and I came on the board at the same time, and I think we both try to do what's right and best for the city. But that was my main concern. I don't want to, somebody that's been supportive of this town and gives us money every year so we can do stuff, I don't want to burn that bridge. That's my feeling on it.
we got to the bit of the town, like I said, I don't remember in all the years sitting on this council, Smizer they give us money and told us what to spend it toward.
Well, I'm not doubting
But
on
they've
that.
never given us money and said we had to buy a vehicle here or there, or, who to spend it with, you know. But if that's,
That was my only concern, and I'm not doubting what you said, because what you said is correct. I don't know them ever saying you have to use
well, if
Judy Joe to do the painting or this, that, or whatever. I just don't want to, I just want to make sure that we don't burn that bridge, and I do know that Bert was happy with Wallace, but that doesn't mean this guy can't do just as good a job or maybe even a better job. I just don't want to burn that bridge.
I have a question, is Bert the only one that they've reached out to, or is that just Bert on the
I don't know who else.
And they does. He's a great person, it's a cover bill. But I think we need to reach out to the other committee members and see what their thoughts are, because we don't have our funds, so.
well, you find out when we can table this. I mean, the contract won't start till March or April anyway. But we can table it. If you find when the next meeting is a Smizer Trust, I'll go to it and ask them.
Yeah.
How do they want to do it?
Well, I apologize.
I mean,
The only beef off one here.
well, if I get each member's on phone number, I will call, I know Bert too, and I'll ask them, there's a difference in the bid, because that's the bid then, that's $2,000 difference. And, what you say? They give us the money to cover all the parts and all, I don't know if every time they do.
I think they take care of both of us.
But it's got $1,000 difference in the two bids.
All right, does anybody, John?
I would just like to see it. I think we should wait till the next meeting.
All right, well, Gary, you can go on the table this from now and then bring it back to the next meeting.
Yeah, I will, I can get a hold of them,
Okay.
I'll try to find out exactly how many guns, I get rid of the majority of them. So they don't care, and they don't
Let's
tell.
see what they think.
Okay.
That's fine with me. And we're moving on to discussion regarding the heating and cooling maintenance contract. Is that up for bid already? We just signed a year on that or two?
Well, I believe it was an annual contract, and of course it is with the boss, and, I don't pay real close attention because I'm not in, town during the day. I know that their, spring maintenance wasn't done until June, and the fall maintenance was done last week. So, that sounds more like summer and winter maintenance, but, I don't care if we open it back up for bid or don't open it up back for bid. It doesn't make one ounce of difference to me.
Does it stay at the same price? Or do we, I think we need to look at that contract.
I've got a copy of it here.
Now, his service calls was what the others were,
But
That would be the key. I mean, if it automatically moves at the same price, which I doubt, whatever that.
Well, I believe there was a provision for renewal of that contract, and I know one thing, if you ever have any document that you want to lose and never be seen again, give them to me.
Or said we did.
The term of the award, January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018, and may be renewed for a maximum of 2 years on an annual basis with approval of both parties. And the service calls are $35, and the says compensation for the above maintenance, $770 for all units during the spring check and $770 for all units during the fall check.
Yeah, Mayor, if you want, or that Gary's committee, if he wants to get a hold of them, or I can get a hold of them either one. I'm offering my service, but it's your committee.
Yeah, that's fine, if you want to talk to them, then
If that's the blessing of the council, find out.
I happened to be in Sandra's office when they were there last week, or something, I can't remember what it was, when they were there last week doing their annual check, and she asked them about, that quotes spring and fall, because it's obviously past fall, and the spring one didn't get done into the winter. And the young man that was there, and I'm sorry, I do not know who he was, said that they were way behind on all of their routine maintenance things because and he's only been around with Ross about a year, but that we're very understaffed right now. So it's just food for thought. You should know, that if you definitely want it spring and fall, you may want to consider enforcing that in the agreement, or looking at someone else. I don't know that that's going to happen with them in the near future.
Well, they were cheaper by far, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
I think the service call was pushing $95 before we had a contract. It was quite high.
Well, do we want to vote to renew this pending the approval of Ross? I mean, notification, whatever you want to call it.
I don't have a problem making a motion to approve that at the same rate, and then,
If they'll keep the same
yeah, and if they won't keep the same rate, and council, Gary desired it for me too, I'll be glad to talk to Neil and his brother-in-law. If they're not willing to do that, find out what the price is.
Okay.
And without having to go out,
You make that motion then?
Yes, I did.
Second. All in favor? Ayes have it. Therefore, I want to bring up while we're in building and ground. When we're cleaning up people's yard, Darren and stuff, we have a dumpster down there at the holding area that we keep in there, a 30-yard dumpster. If he cleans up sometimes 3 people for our code enforcement that week, he gets our dumpster pretty well full. And that's a $395 charge if we get 5 on that for $395. The other people will 4 something for 3 tons, the reason why level this stuff. Should we be able to, it takes a third of that dumpster, add $130 to our fee, Richard, cover the dumpster?
Say again what situation. And this is
We keep a third there.
okay.
Darren, maybe he gets a deal from Eric where he's got to clean up a yard. Well, it's a yard. They haul it all down and put it in that dumpster. If that fills up a third of that dumpster, we don't get no money out of that. We just get what they're charging for the time and stuff. I think we should be adding $130. insurance crew picks up on Walmart on Fridays and stuff, empties the trash though, because when it gets so full, I have dinner, send somebody down and smash it down, we get a good pour at a time.
Yeah.
I can't forget not to bring it up because he cleans that 3 yards that's got a whole lot of stuff in it, that dumpster will call somebody to empty it. So we can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll agenda it for our next meeting, I suppose. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can that go into the, whatever the process, the letter that code sends out to these people ahead of time, that they will be charged X amount for disposal of, or should it be? I don't.
I think it's fair to present all the charges to the person.
Yeah, I thought so.
You ought to look to see exactly what that letter says, because there is pointed out that there is a minimum cost for us to clean up their yard. We have to, I know that's $250.
Might have to rewrite it.
We can't vote on it tonight anyway. I want it here, but I want to get it out so we have it for the next meeting.
I don't think we need to pass anything, do we, or anything to do. I think it's just
It would be, you know, if they're, you know, for doing the work.
Ordinance will have to be rewritten a little bit.
You know, the city's actual cost, manpower. You know, we may need to revise. You know, if we have.
I know that some police don't have to buy per day. He said, see if somebody moved in them. Call comes out. Is there any way we can recover that money and go back in? Now when we recover money, it all goes in the general fund. Except I think maybe the impound fee. Is there any way we can recover that money from these people's got these abandoned houses, and the money, when we get it brought in, go back into their allotment for their funds?
Yeah, well, getting blood out of turn.
I mean, it's a safety thing, because it's now getting winter, the homeless people get in there and they'll build a fire and anything. And we have a fire, we gotta have the fire department, go out and police department, it is cheaper to blow them up before they can get in it. I know I have one of my neighbors that's been gone, but I'd have to go down to the flashlight every once in a while, look at it, because there was a family moved in. No lights, no water, nothing. But that's just a question I had. If there's no, any public comment on building and ground. I'm looking out building and ground.
Thank you, Mr. McCall. That'll take us to Community Relations Chair, Mr. Howard. John? All right, thank you very much, Mr. Purvis. Takes us to public improvement, Chair by Mr. Mike Bassett.
We have no old business, we have no new business. If there's any public comment, with that, we can move.
you have a building, you guys don't get paid now.
All of our comments.
That takes the public works chair, Mr. Dan Brown.
Okay, old business.
Realistically, probably Saturday at the latest.
Okay. Consideration of request to change a 15-minute parking to a loading zone at 1601 Walnut.
That was resolved.
Pardon?
The chief and I met the owner of the business, and what we ended up doing was adding about 3 feet on either end of her loading zone. She's perfectly fine with keeping the 15-minute parking. Seems like everybody's happy.
Okay,
What is that?
that's very good.
1,600 to block.
Is that the hair salon?
There's a catering business behind it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Under new business, consideration of bids for tree removal at the wastewater treatment plant road project.
Okay.
The mayor has 4 bid for us.
I have them here. The first bid is from Wheatley Construction Company out of Canada, Illinois. And it is in the amount of $133,400.
Excuse me.
I'll make you sit up straight, pay attention. Our next bid is from Edwards Excavating of Murphysboro, and it is in the amount of $36,500. $36,500.
What do you say now, Joe?
Yeah, you still in the
Good morning.
You didn't hold up your little bid card.
Tree service is the next bid, Midwest Tree Service. They are of Ava. And it is in the amount of $246,000.
Wow.
That looks interesting. What's your
This guy didn't want to stop.
The last bid is from Berkey Construction of Murphysboro, and it is in the amount of $28,000. So, does that make Edwards the lowest, or does that make
Both from town, do they? Is that all we got with?
That's all I'm for.
I'd make a motion, we go with Berkey.
All right, we've got a motion to award it to Berkey, the low bidder. We have a second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. And the other thing under new business, we have consideration of resolution for the motor fuel tax. Mr. Evans? Right. What's the pleasure of the council? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Gloria Campbell.
Gloria's.
Second by Mike Patterson. All in favor, aye. Aye. All right, the ayes have it. Scott, if you want to expand on what, with that being said,
company that installed them down there, to us, it's very, very high, but we don't know what they all installed down there. But we are probably going to meet with that company just to see what they have to say. We've bounced around some ideas that we have, that we've come up with at the same time that could be very cost-saving in doing this whole venture if that's what we decide to do. We're still in way early stages of looking at this because, of course, none of it's budgeted to start with. So it's kind of just going to be a process that he and I will meet with probably the mayor and whoever else will be interested in looking at the areas that, you know, we might want to be interested in placing cameras. So it's really early on. If anybody's got any specific questions, by all means, go ahead and ask, but it's very early. But it is something that is in, you know, in my interest to have as the past chiefs that requested it years ago, so.
Yeah, I recently asked about it, putting some cameras that will be great help to our police, especially with the limited sources that we have at night.
Yeah, we've got different ideas, because of course we have the Dom building right there, and that can give us a lot of coverage in different directions. We have other businesses that we could go to and look to tie something in off of their buildings that would help their areas, and they should be interested in that also. And even if we can't go those routes down the road because of cost, we might be able to talk to those businesses that already have systems in them to let us tie a couple of cameras outside that would help their business too, and we could figure all that out when the time comes. So, but that's kind of the paths that we're looking at, that we've been talking about.
Okay. All right.
When are you supposed to meet with them again?
4 o'clock today. So he's going to probably contact that business and install Carbondale, so we can sit down with them, and then we'll get what they propose on what we might look at here in the near future, and see what kind of costs that they've just even got on the table for what we're thinking in the area of Walnut down through there. Of course, we're looking at the area of down from Hardee's, they're in that direction, and then up by the Rolling Up, and at the Dom building, and maybe down toward the banks in those areas. So, we're going to look at it and take our time with it, take a good look, because we've got the time.
That's wonderful.
Did we want to just table it till we hear from him again?
That'll be fine.
Do we have anything on the new business? Any public comment?
All right, that takes us to personnel, chaired by Ms. Barbara Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. Under old business in your packet, you have some vehicle transportation policies that we really the welcome grew up. I don't know if you all have time to look at them or not. Would you like to?
To transport family members.
this has proven to be an important benefit to some of our staff, so I back it.
You need a motion to accept this one?
Well, we certainly would. Mr. Urbis, I think that's something.
Well, just kind of, is there any sense it's add minor step grandchildren? Is that? That seems to be a strong concept.
Add that. Stepping grandchildren? I could put, at one time I could put myself in that situation. And had I been working for the city, I would personally. Any other, anything else that anyone has commented on this? I thank you for this. I think it's I don't want to say it's simplistic, but it doesn't go into so much detail that you cannot understand it, and it covers us. Thank you. I would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. There's no other old business. New business, this is informational only. Mayor, I do need you probably soon as personnel chair to put together what you think should be the negotiating committee. I would like to see us start with Public Works, Susan, after the first of the year, so that when they're up in May, we might have a contract by then and not have to do all that back pay. It'll keep our budget a lot easier to control, and we won't in 2020 be paying $2,000. If you would put that together, John has talked with, and I'm going to jump up and down as I say this, he has agreed to represent us for that negotiation, so we won't have to be searching for yet another negotiating attorney. And I believe he's probably willing to start just the first of the year too. And we have that notice from Public Works, or from the local, the laborers local, that they would be ready when we are. So if you could, and we could get some dates from Mark and talk with Ferguson and, you know, whoever your committee is. Maybe we could get started on this right after the first of the year. Get you guys in business by the time the contract goes out.
I did respond to their correspondence saying that we would be happy to get together, and they said they'd get a hold of us after the first year.
They're going to contact us. Okay, so you just need to get your committee together, and I'm just very happy that Mark, he's familiar enough with that Public Works contract because he negotiated it last time, that at least you won't have to come up to speed on anything that's, you know, different. Yes. Yeah, I'm thrilled.
How much money was that in last time, negotiated?
15,000.
15,000?
But he did, we did 15, but that was Public Works and Police last, that we had, because all he charged us was 15 for both of those items.
What's the arbitration?
And we went to mediation before him and then went to arbitration, and we still were only paid out $15,000.
It's pretty good. We are too much. If their demand, we can't something we can afford. He got $15,000 there to go toward their demand on wages and money.
I don't feel
find out what
going into it.
Well, you know, find out what their demand was, so if you see if you need to attorney to solve it.
Well, to be honest, if their demands are few, then we certainly wouldn't have to pay our attorney very much. I mean, I wouldn't mind us having our first meeting without him there.
That's what I'm saying, but I know used to, when I represented the labor, we met up with each one of the stewards out of their group. We met at the mayor's office and went over stuff back and forth. We never did have an attorney to study order. The laborers in there, Jim, I think he used to be up there once in a while, didn't you? Everybody sat down, went back and forth, he went back and forth and come back when, not one time, did we ever have to have attorney involved in that, those contracts.
We did do fire that way last year, or maybe 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in December of 19. And we started out Public Works that way also. It became entangled enough that we truly needed someone. And I think Todd and I both knew the one felt comfortable in going in without having some representation. But you guys, you can negotiate this.
Well, we'll get it negotiated. I'm certain of that. All right, if there's nothing else under...
Any other comment on the labor committee? And does anybody else have any other suggestions about whether we should or shouldn't go in with an attorney? Did you want to comment on?
I, for one, feel more comfortable with the attorney at law being present in the negotiations. That's my opinion.
I think it would be smart to have a preliminary meeting to decide what the city, after you talk to Scott, Sandra, whatever, what we can actually afford and are willing to give before we have the meeting.
Oh, yeah. I think it's wise that idea.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty standard. If there's nothing else, we can move out of new business. Public comment on personnel. Hearing none, Mayor, I think we're done with that.
Thank you very much. That takes us to the mayor's report. Park is that it's still in pretty bad shape, and that we need to, in our next city council meeting, the fact that they do not have a license to operate. They haven't paid last year. They didn't pay this year. I don't know to what extent, and I'd like our attorney to research the fact that somebody doesn't have a license to operate, to what extent that really gives us leverage. And I also would like us to look into the idea of just simply going there and considering this year hiring a contractor to just go in and demolish those trailers and throw them in a dumpster. I don't care who owns them, I don't care whatever, and because it's a health and safety risk to the surrounding few people that live there that have decent homes. So those are just that's the update on Mobile Ranch. They're not returning Eric's phone calls. Well, right, but I know that they've got deep enough pockets that they could be sued, and I think that their checks wouldn't bounce, although they wrote us one that did.
Yes.
Already. So.
Just when you think about it, I'm sure that, I started saying Mr. Pius and he was right, saying it's a joke, but, that's going to be right at the back door of that new facility. Pretty much. He wants that cleaned up too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I know Joe tried to buy the place, and of course it switched hands since then.
They only went about $4 million for it, didn't they?
Well, price went down.
Oh, okay.
Considerably.
Motel, for example, on the back side, you walked out and could see that, I wouldn't be particularly impressed.
Well, it's just an embarrassment to the city of Murphysboro.
Yeah,
and so we ought to do something about it.
30 years ago, we could have shut their water off.
Well, I'd like to... from our attorney on what that license really means, and then also whether or not our ability to demolish things based upon the impact to public health and welfare, where does that sort of begin?
What's our best option?
Yeah.
Like it is.
Aaron, do you have anything to add to that?
No.
We're checking this list.
So I don't have to do this.
Thank you.
Yes, and what Eric's referencing is I did, at my request, he added the whole years of code enforcement action taken in the city. A lot of times I hear people say that, we're not doing code enforcement department, but, I think that this definitely shows that, we're active.
And actually, that's probably not everything. So I don't think we're not on there.
Yeah, this is mostly debris and cleanup of that kind.
We're there at least twice a month. Picking, and a lot of the times, some of these are, Blaine has written them up 3, 4, 5 times, and then we clean it up and then they pile it up again.
Yeah.
Well, they know you're gonna come and clean it again.
And still I get paid for it.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have there. Update on the settlement agreement regarding the Brown Shoe Factory property. I know we adopted this at the last meeting. Richard, is there anything to communicate to us?
I would tell in the am I wait,
Something like that, yeah, correct.
the attorney for code. This week, I did speak with him today. She did not. So, yeah. It's a matter of continuing to push it and, get to
You get your payment about the same way. It's gotta be done.
That's all. Because, I'm going to get rid of that brick.
Sit on that brick.
Just won't go away. Thank you for that update. Last year, I would like the council to consider this sponsorship of the Taste of Chocolate event. It's a primary fundraiser for the Women's Center in Cardinal. To refresh your memory, the Women's Center provides a number of services to the city of Murphysboro, particularly the police department and domestic violence situations. I think that they certainly provide far more than $450 worth of service to the city of Murphysboro every year, and I'd like for your consideration.
I would like to make a motion.
And I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in
Is
favor,
that what we
say
gave them last year about the one?
same amount.
Okay.
Well, her motion was for you to pay it all.
I would do that for the women's center.
Yeah, for the women's.
Good, I'll second that motion.
And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. I wanted to just, thanks, I got a letter today in the mail from the head of the chair of the Illinois Municipal League Board, and that is Mayor McComb, Michael Inman, and I've been appointed to the Southwest Connector Task Force, the group that the Illinois Senate created to help try to continue to push for this Illinois 127 four-lane expansion. And so, anyway, I think that's good news, and I greatly appreciate the appointment.
Congratulations. That's a hard game job, right?
Yeah, $0 is what they've given me to serve on this.
Congratulations, Mayor.
That'd be very important in Murphysboro.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely.
And
Now it's gonna move up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've been meeting for about a year and a half with, people from Randolph County and Perry County and, of course, Jackson County. And so this task force is sort of the result of that year and a half worth of meetings. So it's step by step, but we keep stepping forward, so hopefully we'll get somewhere. Also, I want to let you know, the Kerwood building, I know that the roof portion on the eastern side was repaired. The completion of repair of that section was completed this week, so I was very happy to know that there is some tangible movement there. Other than that, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
And that'll take me to Ms. Hughes.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And can you tell me what the date is of the Taste of Chocolate event?
It is the first Saturday in February, I believe. I don't have it in front of me, but I will get it to you.
Thank you. You can just fax it.
I'll look it up and have it the next meeting.
That's fine. That'd be
Okay.
great. I don't have anything else. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Brown?
Nothing. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everybody.
All right. Mr. Boss?
Nothing tonight.
Mr. McCollum?
The reason why I said that I'm going with a taste of chocolate, we went last year when we ended up with 3 people there.
Yeah.
Never showed up, so.
Okay. Mr. Urban?
Just thanks to Leslie and Sandra for putting together the city Christmas party.
Definitely. Mr. Bratton?
Wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, safe year. Eric, I have a question. I think it's North 20th Street. You live on 20th Street, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a CLC, I think they're landscapers.
Yeah,
They're not in the city limits.
That's not in the city limits, that piece of ground is not?
Yeah.
Well, they got a brush pile.
So is the county. Yes, they know.
Okay, well, I wasn't aware of that.
the south side of that dam is in the city and the north side together.
Okay, that's fine. And I'd like to thank the water department for all the hard work they've been doing to keep the sewage flowing properly until we get the thing repaired. And I'd also like to thank Darren for the street sweeper. I've noticed it's been out a lot more. It seems like it really shows, and I think it makes a difference. Thank you.
Mr. Bastian?
I do not. Just Merry Christmas to everyone.
Ms. Campos?
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully everybody will be healthy and happy. And thank you so much, Darren and all the crew for the repair. And we have ancient things that they go underneath and they create sinkholes. They were really good. It's gonna be better. No. Because a house that have people with different capacities, and they have a big brush pile, and I think it's kind of a danger, especially in town and in a residential neighborhood. And they cut down a tree or so, and they just keep piling it up and piling it up and piling it up. I don't know if you saw it, guys, when you went over there.
With the house. They'll be out there next week.
Thank you, or next year. It's not a rush, but it is, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I was hoping for them to just take care of that, but they won't do it, so.
No.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, that takes to department head requests. Attorney Blake?
Nothing.
Mr. Evans? Good reminder, thank you for that. Chief McBride?
In keeping with the Christmas season, we've received a couple of gifts. This So through my contacts over there, I was able to secure those radios. Become quite dangerous. So we're going to put those, get them into use here in the next couple of weeks. And then we intend to transition it into replace what's affectionately called things of that nature. And so it's
Unfortunate, but I'm glad it worked.
so we're moving right along. That's all I've got.
Very good. Thank you very much. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Chief Elmont?
I'd like to thank the people in the community and some churches and the businesses in town that have been coming by for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks now since Thanksgiving, and dropping off, items, sandwiches, cookies, things like that, and little gift packages to the police department. And we all appreciate that and want to thank them. You can go to our Facebook page there, and you can see we've been putting some of that on there and thanking them for doing that. But we really appreciate that. The guys really think a lot of that. So it shows how much that they really do care. It's pretty impressive.
Thank you very much for that. Mr. Mills? Mr. Kennedy? Nothing. Mr. Lee?
We had a couple of water main breaks over the weekend. You may or may not have heard about it because we were able to do it without shutting down. And one was at 20th and Mobley. The other one was at State Mill and Cotton Arrow Drive. And again, no boil orders were issued. And again, like the chief, we've been getting gifts there at the Public Works. It's kind of hard to deal with when you're trying to watch what you eat, but cakes and pies and things like that. So people are paying attention as well as the hard work.
Very good. Mr. Stewart?
Nothing.
All right.
Can I get cookies?
We have no
maybe we need a new road, we'll get some.
There's some thousands of dollars in that company.